And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening from Chiwempala up to Mununga, up to Mwansabombwe and Lundazi, Chadiza, Mongu, Nakonde, all around our country. We are aware that it is 22 hours, so it's extremely late for those that are trying to join us. But if you can, please spread word around, because today we want to see how we can help more than just the rhetoric and talking about it. What are the practical things that we can do today to try and help salvage the COVID-19 situation that is devastating our country right now? Of course, we are quite political. We have never hidden that. We are an extremely political television, and we are always, it's in our nature to do politics. But today, we want you to join us in brainstorming. The reason why we are bringing it up in the open is because we want to brainstorm together and come up with ways we can practically help. We are talking about money. We are talking about resources. We want these solutions to come from all of our listeners together. And that's why we are putting together today our team. Our lines are open. You can join in. Let us have the conversation. As usual, I have Mr. Norman Chipakupaku, who is my co-presenter. He's here. We call him General because that's what he is. General, welcome to our program today.
Good evening, Munsha, and good evening. Today, I'll say my friends in Abaco, Nimbala, especially in Senga Hill, good evening to you. Good evening to my friends in Mwinilunga, and good evening to my friends in Siavonga. Greetings from Scotland. Today is a special night. This morning, Munsha, after church, I got a message. I got a message from a nurse called Gloria Zimba, who's in England. She was actually crying and saying, Mr. Chipakupaku, this is not about politics because we're lost friends. I personally lost a good friend yesterday. I think you know Tentani Mwanza very well. I spoke to Tentani Mwanza last week and he's gone. And Gloria was saying, Mr. Chipakupaku, you claim to be a Christian. Christians don't just talk, they act. What can we do to save lives? And I think that message touched me. And I thought, no, I think we should do something. And this evening, Munsha, South Africa has just announced special measures in South Africa.
Yes.
And we need to take these things seriously. And I think a message to our government tonight, it's not about politics. It's about the lives of our people.
No, we will also do politics. No, General, I just want to be clear that we can't, even if we say no politics, we are going to get there. So I just want to be realistic.
Well, we will do politics, but this is politics about saving the lives of our people. We will do politics. So my appeal tonight, Munsha, is what can we do to save lives in Zambia, to save lives in Lusaka, to save life in the Copper Belt, because that's where the epicenter of this problem is. What can we do to save the lives of our doctors, our nurses, our pharmacists, our cleaners? That's the message for tonight, Munsha.
All right. So we do have, the lines are open, and now I'm going to introduce our resident pharmacist, Mr. Jerome Kanika, who is here with us. Mr. Kanika, welcome.
Thank you, Council. Thank you. Good evening, General. I think, like we have said, it's a serious situation or scenario in Zambia where we need, find ways and means in helping out our health workers. We have seen now 2 statements coming from Resident Doctors Association and Zambia Medical Association, where they have put it clearly to say, if there is anything that can be done, that need to be done, please can you come on board and help the health workers who are sick, in terms of there is both they have requested to say there's need for drugs, there's need for food, there's need for personal protective equipment that need to be given to these health workers who are saving millions of the Zambians.
Okay, so here we are. I know that our listeners are spread around the world, right? and the COVID crisis has hit the entire world. How can we help? Okay, now I need to be very clear here that I wouldn't want us as TV Bakwetu to take on a very logistically complicated operation. I don't think we are ready for that. I don't think we can do that. We are already busy. and so I don't want us to assume a responsibility that might be difficult for us to deliver.
Musha, you are right. I think we have got 80,000 Zambians abroad and many other Zambians at home. I think what we're looking for tonight is we're looking for volunteers. Those who can volunteer to help. Those who can volunteer to do something. The first thing is to identify what can we do to save lives. The small, what can I do with my $50 or 50 pounds tonight to save lives in Zambia? What can we do? What do we need to do? Then my proposal is that we go to volunteers in the UK, in South Africa, in Canada, in the US, in Australia, in Germany, wherever you are Zambians, let's do something. You can volunteer in your own region. Like for instance, in Scotland, we could do something as a team in Scotland so that radio, TV Bakwetu can only help us publicize this and take off the logistics to volunteers. I am prepared to volunteer and help, but I need a team of volunteers. The message here is from a nurse called Gloria Zimba. She's working tonight. She wanted to appear tonight, but she's working tonight. And I don't know, Musha, are you able to play her video?
I could be able, but we haven't yet gone to that
stage. Okay,
technology yet. I do know that it's there, and I can download it. Let me give it a shot. Yeah, continue talking.
So my appeal here is I'm appealing to volunteers, but the biggest question is what can we do? What can we do given the time factor, the logistics involves? What can we do to save lives in Zambia?
Yeah, General, like, anyway, I'm having some difficulties with the network here. I hope it will not disturb me. General, what needed to be done, like the way the Zambia Medical Association has appealed to the members of the public and to all the cooperating partners to come on board and see how best they can help in terms of donating the personal protective equipment that are needed. These are gloves, these are N95 masks, these suits, those that we use in COVID treatment when you are treating COVID patients. All those are the things that the people have asked for, and moreover, they have also gone further to say, if you can even be able to buy the oxygen cylinder, I think that will be very much okay. Though oxygen cylinder may be a little bit expensive here as compared to buy the cylinder outside, bringing it in Zambia. So those are the things which they have, and they have given their contacts and their details to say, look, you can come through as a cooperating partner and donate to Resident Doctors Association, who can present your donations to the Ministry of Health and take it to where it's supposed to be. Or you can send the donations to Zambia Medical Association. Then Zambia Medical Association can take your donation to the Ministry of Health and or deliver it back to the people, to the doctors who are working. You see, the other bad party is they have put it and gone further to say, if you can even try to donate even food for the people who are on isolation, it will be very good. As we know very well, we have more than 120 doctors who are on isolation. For nurses, it's more than that number. For pharmacists, we have less than that number, yes. But in general, the health workers, the number is too big.
Right. Okay. So I'm going to play Gloria Zimba's message here.
Gloria Zimba, a psychiatric enrolled nurse from Zambia. I live in the diaspora in the United Kingdom, Bournemouth, and I'm a concerned citizen like everyone else is. regarding the situation of COVID-19 in our country, Zambia. And with all the deaths that we are receiving, and with all the situation is prevailing in our country. And as a human being and as a Zambian, I'm so much concerned regarding the situation. We've been talking, discussing from in different platforms. And on if I look at the book of James, chapter 2, from verses 14. Yes, let me just have a look at that. From verse 14 to 26. You know, the Bible says that faith without works is dead. We need to act. We need to do something. And I think we have a role to play in order to save our fellow Zambians. And this is beyond politics. Hear me and hear me clearly. If this is beyond politics, we need to do something. I'm therefore appealing to all the well-wishers here in the United Kingdom, in Australia, in United States of America, Zambia, South Africa, and all over the world. I'm appealing to all the Zambians and all other well-wishers for donations in terms of equipment, to be able to equipment regarding the PPEs, especially I'm talking about the gloves, the gowns, the masks, the hand sanitizers, and all that kind of thing. We are appealing for any amount of donations in terms of equipment and in terms of money. So we are calling it a Zambia COVID-19 Global Fund. Zambia COVID-19 Global Fund. And I can assure you that this fund will go to the intended people. It will not land into hands that are going to be able to misuse these things or to go to sell. We are going to make sure that a transparency is demonstrated in this fund. So I want to thank you so much for all those that are going to have this done. Thank you. Gloria.
Thank you very much. And so that was Miss Gloria Zimba. She's in the United Kingdom, and so she has started a fund of some sort. So that's one of the options. I want us to look at several other options. So we have Mr. Frank Saliki. We have Dr. Kajila also in Canada. Welcome, gentlemen. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So we are looking at ways of helping. From my own perspective, we want to provide the platform, but I don't think we are competent enough. That's not a good word. We have the into working on the logistics. That is what I'm thinking as a platform. But we have several people that may want to chip in. How best do we handle that? Dr. Kajila.
Yeah, thanks, Munsha. Certainly, we are all very, very concerned with what's going on back home. And in fact, as the general called, I was in a meeting, an emergency meeting of the Global Alliance of Zambian Healthcare Professionals, an organization that I helped co-found 2 years ago. This is health professionals in the diaspora and some on the ground. Some of our members are frontline workers. And so they were part of the meeting. What we've done is to set up a task force that has been given the mandate to gather all the necessary information in a very, very timely fashion and provide us with feedback in terms of the amounts of the various things that our sister just mentioned, things like PPEs. There's a big acute shortage of oxygen, even though I think Trade Kings has sort of given them some supply of oxygen. but they lack cylinders, enough cylinders to go around. So the problem is immense. So what we are trying to do is do it in a targeted way so that we identify specific areas that we can help with. And so we are already fundraising as members of Gaza. I think we are about maybe 100 people, but we just started fundraising, but we feel there's so many people out there, Zambians in the diaspora, who are desperate to help and they just want an avenue on how to go about it. I'll just give you a brief background of what work we've done with COVID. When COVID started last year, we fundraised money and bought PPEs in record time and sent it to Lukamantano Hospital, a little hospital we've been trying to support. And so we provided them with that. We have contacts in South Africa where we can source these things and deliver them. So I think what we've come up with is that we've appointed Dr. Ali Kinkata, who is based in the UK, to be the liaison and the head of the task force. He has a lot of solid contacts with people on the ground, including the Ministry of Health. He's a he's a hepatologist and specialist, but his heart is in Zambia. So he's leading the charge. Our interim president, I'm a past president, our interim president, Dr. Ikona, Joseph Ikona, also in the UK, is also part of that task force. So they're putting together a team. Dr. Masina, he's in charge of COVID-19 in the country, is also part of it. So I think what we need now is a platform, like you said, Munsha, to set up something where we can fundraise and channel it correctly to the right sources, having done a bit of research as well, getting information from the ground. I'll end there for now. Thanks.
All right. So I see that Gloria has already said that she has established that. So we don't have details yet over Gloria's efforts, General.
Well, Gloria is not established. She's proposing that we work as Zambian diaspora, all of us, whether we expand what Dr. Kajila is doing, but she wants everybody who's keen to help to come in and work together. She hasn't started it. She's just proposing that we should do something. So what I would suggest here is probably a question to Dr. Kajila. Yeah. What can we do to sort of make what you are doing slightly bigger and involve other Zambians in Canada, in the US, Australia? Yes. What can we do to try to make this whatever you are doing slightly bigger? And my other biggest worry is go ahead, Doctor. Go ahead,
that's
Doctor.
A good question, General. In fact, as I was in that meeting when I saw your number, I knew you were going to talk about this, and I asked for permission from the board that can we channel any help that's coming outside of our organization to the task force, so that you are the link, and we'll make sure we are accountable, and it's given that the equipment that we send, it gets to the people we are targeting and shouldn't be falling into wrong hands or whatever. So I think what we need is a platform for fundraising. So if TV Bakwetu can team up, either themselves, yourselves as a TV, or with ATV, Davis Chiro in Seattle, if we can have a big, like what we did in fundraising for last year with the team from Atlanta, the Organization of Zambians Abroad, I think they're based in the States. They did something like this. That time, Zambia wasn't even that affected. But this time, this is an emergency. So if we could come up with the collaborative effort of all media people to give a platform for this group of people, the task force, and we're thinking of bringing in even relatives of patients who have succumbed or recovered from COVID to be part of that, so that we have a holistic group. It's not just medics. It should be people of all walks of life teaming up together. And I think that will help disseminate information. And I believe the diaspora would be able to donate to a cause like that. So So at this point, I don't have all the answers to say, well, but I do have contacts. Dr. Ikona, Dr. Nkata, Ali Kata are definitely there. We have an accountant, Yareka Muhango in New York, who
we know her.
Who's our treasurer for Gaza. She can coordinate where the funds should go to and so on. So we do already have a platform, and Gaza was created to be able to quickly respond to situations like this. And I think we should take advantage of having a group of people already organized, already together, and let our sister join in this task force. She can be a member of that task force and get anybody else who might be willing to work together as a team.
All right. Okay. Thank you. I'm going to bring a friend of mine, Dr. George Magwende. Doctor.
Good evening, Mr. Munsha.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us here. We are looking at ways of putting our heads together about how we respond to the COVID situation. Are you practicing at the moment?
I'm not practicing like in the hospital or ward.
Right.
But the work that we are doing, we are supporting Ministry of Health in the area of HIV/AIDS. I'm working for an NGO, but we are also supporting Ministry of Health actually in curbing the scourge of this pandemic, the COVID pandemic.
All right. So we have several friends here, and what we want to do is we want to provide a platform for us here as TV Bakwetu, the platform so that our listeners can know where to go. And we just want to make it very clear that this is not a TV Bakwetu initiative, because I don't want us to be bogged into the logistics. I just want to be very honest right from the start. But we want to be able to channel. Dr. Kajila has just informed us that there is a Diaspora association. What do we call it, Dr. Kajila? I just want to get the correct name.
Gaza for short, Global Alliance of Zambian Healthcare Professionals. So Gaza.
Okay.
Global Alliance
of Zambian Healthcare Professionals. We have a website, www.gazhp.org. So we the group we're talking about here.
Okay. Musha, before we come to Frank, Dr. Mangwende, you are in Zambia. You are a medical doctor. What I know that we've been getting stuff. What do you think is happening? And you also mentioned something from South Africa tonight. Can you just update our listeners and our viewers? What is happening on the ground, Dr. Mangwende?
Okay, thank you very much. I think what is happening on the ground is quite stressful for the medical profession itself. It's very stressful for the paramedics. It's very stressful for the Zambian people themselves. I think we dropped our guard with regards to the curbing of this COVID. Yes, and I think our approach to the fight is in piecemeal. You find that we are doing well in certain areas, and we've dropped the guard in other areas. I'll give an example, Mr. Musha, if you allow me. When it comes to schools, quite all right, we've closed, but bars are open, markets are open. When you look at these big buses that load 65 people at a time, they are just transecting these roads. Like there's no COVID. When you look at the people on the bus, you'll be lucky to find 25% of them in face masks. Even the drivers, the operators, the conductors are not in face masks. And these people are going past police posts without anybody questioning them. You understand? So this is 65 going to Luapula, going to Northern Province, going to Livingstone, going to Chipata. When you put them together, you calculate that about 1,000 people are just interacting. So basically, we have daily rallies without any monitoring. And I was telling General Norman to say, look, what we are doing is we are mopping the water while the tap is running. So we need to turn off the tap, then mop the water. We can help the medical professionals as much as we want. For as long as the community is still producing these cases, we may not win. That is the and we'll just overwhelm the health professionals. They're getting infected because they're tired. They drop their guard.
So, Dr. Mangwende, are you saying infections are going on and we're not stopping them?
I mean, that's
the market, the buses, and the supermarkets now are even here government offices.
That is the answer, because we would not be overwhelmed at health facilities if the infections are not coming. Infections are coming because the community has dropped its guard. The markets are operating just as normal. There's no one who is insisting on the usage of the masks.
Wow. Now,
I think we have to remember that the virus does not spread by itself. The virus is spread by people. So the more people move around, the more the virus will spread. You have, somebody give me an example when the whole pandemic started. If I have my virus and I meet 3 people, I've given a virus to 3 people. They go away, they give that virus to 3 other people. So it all just spread very quickly. As long as people are moving around freely, the virus will carry on moving. You stop the movement of people, you stop the movement of the virus.
Thank you so much, Frank. The question, Munsha, is what should we do? What should we do to stop, to close the tap? Using Dr. Mangwende's saying there.
Okay,
Stop
obviously.
the tap. Go ahead.
No,
Musha.
no, obviously there is a political issue. That's why when you were trying to shy away from politics today, I cautioned you, General. I said we are going to go there. There is the political thing that must be done by the head of state and the vice president. They need to come up with, they've tried, you know, in Chibemba we say, Muchitapa no awamapo uchiramui karafie. Meaning, as long as you've done, even if you've done a little bit of something, it's better than just sitting, okay? So we recognize those efforts, but those efforts are not enough. Those efforts are not enough. We need to do a little bit more. And we are already 3 weeks late. Doctors have been telling us at the front line that the efforts that we've had no serious mechanisms to stop the spread. So in addition to anything that we are going to do, we go back to the political issue. The president must issue more stricter guidelines. Close all schools, close all universities, implement some form of a lockdown in markets. We're not saying close down the entire thing. What we are saying is close bars, close taverns, close shabins. That is a much more common sense approach. Close shops that are selling clothes. I know that stuff, but we've got to do it. Just leave for people that are selling food at least. But for clothes, for things of leisure or pleasure or anything like that, we are at a very critical time. That is the decision that only politicians can make.
It's been very shambolic, hasn't it? For me, it's when I think, if we send our doctors to go and conquer COVID without protective equipment, for me, that's an equivalent of sending a soldier into war without weapons. It's absolutely ludicrous. In what we're giving them no chance. They have to survive. Right. When the pandemic began, I was in charge in our hospitals, in charge of all the PPE. We have to make sure the nurses, they have the right equipment before they go in to treat before they go in to treat the patients. But we're leaving the doctors in a position where they're not protected. We're going to have patients without doctors because we never protected doctors. We never vaccinated the doctors. We cannot win if the people that we need to be fighting the virus are not healthy?
Yep, I totally agree with you, Frank, and probably Munsha. Yes, I now see where you are heading to. This is a political decision. I think there is no at the moment. There's no political will from our government.
No,
there's no political will, and if they are listening tonight, we are
acting like it's a new. They're acting like it's a new thing. The virus has been along for how long now? Nearly 2 years. Right. They're acting like it's a new thing. They should have been prepared. Every governments across the country have been preparing for a second wave, for a third wave. They should have had something in place that there will be a third wave and be ready for it. What have they been doing?
Good question.
Can I step in a little bit there? Just from a scientific point of view, this Delta variant, if you had to look at infectability, infectiousness of a virus, the first wave, one person could infect 2 or 3. There's a quantification we call R0. It was 2 to 3. So one patient, easy to infect 2 to 3. This one is infecting 5 to 8. So one person. So we can't even say, oh, last year, this is an emergency. This one is the Indian variant. We know what happened in India. So it has landed, it's touched down. And so I think we can't use stopgap measures or Band-Aid type of measures. We need a drastic approach. And the argument about economy, oh, you can't lock down, Zambia's economy will be hurt. But I mean, what economy are you going to have if all the people end up dying, or majority? And by the way, we're seeing young people dying, which is unusual compared to the first wave. The first wave was the elderly. Now young people are dying, and I think I totally agree with you that we need some kind of lockdown. The problem is the money to support people.
Sorry, we have a sound coming from one of the cameras, from one of the participants. Can you hear that? Okay, let me try to mute everyone and see. Go ahead, Dr. Kajila.
Yes, so I definitely agree with, can't see the name, who has just said that we have to protect our staff. In fact, part of the fundraising, we want to make sure the people, the doctors, nurses, the cleaners in the hospitals have the right PPEs, and they are donning off those PPEs correctly, because just having PPEs is not enough. We know that people were dying even in the first wave, because when they are tired, exhausted, taking off all that stuff, if they don't take it off properly, they end up getting infected. So there's so many aspects to this, but I think you've hit the nail on the head. We need to close the tap. We need to stop this transmission from going wildly the way it is, and then we can deal with treating the patients.
So do we have statistics as to how many healthcare workers have passed away due to COVID?
I'm told 9 from the people mentioned. From the last few days, they said 9, but I think those were doctors. I think somebody mentioned we are not even counting how many nurses or other healthcare workers have died. So that's probably conservative.
Dr. Kajila, your organization, you say that last year you managed to procure some equipment from South Africa.
Yeah.
Do you know whether that's still the case? Is it easy to is South Africa tightening the screws or no?
No, we've already linked up with the source, and they said they're more than willing to supply. They've recently supplied oxygen to the northern Cape, northern parts of South Africa. And he says he can help supply what we need. So we do have a source. The question is quantity, and all that. But I'm sure we can find sources. But we prefer to buy the equipment, deliver, rather than give money. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. What about buying equipment already in Zambia? Because the issue of customs clearance and everything. I know medical equipment is 0 duties, but I know it's a procedure of having to clear stuff.
No, I think that's not a problem. The clearance is not a problem. And I think if we link up with the ministry, they can facilitate that too. So that shouldn't be.
Dr. Kajila and even Jeremy, when you say linking with the ministry, that is one thing which scares me so much. There's so much corruption.
I was just going to say exactly that.
No. When we link, it's to realize that we are in this together, that we can't work in silos. But of course, we will do our due diligence in how we want this equipment to be delivered to the patient, so that there will have to be a coordination in there so that we make sure it's going to the right people and so on and so forth. So.
Yeah, I do understand that, Doctor. What I'm worried about, before you come in, Jeremy, there are a lot of donors who have donated equipment, donated things which have ended up in the private clinics of the same doctors and the Ministry of Health. And if we are to appeal for support tomorrow, how do we assure ourselves that this PPE staff, PPS, and especially the mask or anything, will not end up in a clinic of a doctor who belongs to Ministry of Health, now being sold and sold to our patients? Jeremy, how do we handle that part?
Okay, General, you see, no wonder I criticize the Ministry of Health, because I really want to see them do the correct thing. Unfortunately, you cannot go do things away from them, because they are the one coordinating everyone.
That's right.
And we want to donate to their institution that they have control over.
Yes.
So in one way or another, we just need to find ways and means of working with the Ministry of Health and deliver our donations to them. So in this situation, it is very easy to track all our donations using the Ministry of Health by knowing exactly where they have taken our donation to. Unlike the way it was when we were starting the pandemic. But now I've seen there are one or two measures that maybe they would have put in place. But besides that, we have two institutions here that have said, look, if you can donate through us, we can be able or make it easy for you to track your donation. And this is Resident Doctors Association and the Zambia Medical Association. They have mentioned that. So it's just a matter of getting in touch with these two institutions and ask them how they can be able to deliver whatever the donation that may be there.
Dr. Kajila, is there any flexibility on your organization to try and contact the RDA and the Medical Association?
As a matter of fact, Jeremy and the rest of the panel, we have an MOU with RDAZ, that's a resident association, since last year. They are an affiliate of ours, and a lot of their members are our members. And this task force will involve those young doctors as well. So I don't think that should be a problem. We have people on the ground who can monitor these things. And so we're already in touch. ZMA, we haven't really had a serious relationship with them, but we're very open to that. I can get Dr. Ikona if at some point he can also come in and have a word. That would be good, just to show that we are together. It's not a one-man thing. Yeah.
Dr. Magwende.
Thank you so much, Mr. Musha. I think these are progressive ideas, and I see and feel the passion from the Zambians, from the diaspora, Dr. Kajila. I think that's very welcome. I think, yes, working through the RDA or ZMA, I think that will be a closest of having an organized entity to deal with such a donation. Of course, your anxieties, General, are well placed. I think those anxieties are real. We can't pretend. As much as our passion is for the patients, we really need to ensure that whatever we do ends up in the right hands to help the patients, to protect our health workers. It's quite a moving occurrence where the helper gets injured. I think we can avoid that.
Right. Dr. Kajila, you mentioned about oxygen. You mean South Africa can supply oxygen to Zambia, that company, or what? You were talking about another product.
Yeah, oxygen cylinders as well. We were just talking to somebody who said the Trade Kings company has offered oxygen, so you can take containers there and they'll fill it up for you. But somebody mentioned we lack enough cylinders, so I mean we could order some cylinders as well. But I'll have to verify that source. But I'm sure there are multiple sources we can look for. If that company can't get it, they can probably outsource from another company. So that shouldn't be a problem.
Now, are these big cylinders like the ones that they use when they are doing welding markets?
Yes.
Well, if you've been in a hospital, there are cylinders that sometimes you use as a portable oxygen, like if you're moving a patient from ward to ward or going to an investigation area, because you're not hooked to the one that's supplied through the hospital lines. Those cylinders are very useful to the patient, and in some cases that's all patients have access to. So, but I think ultimately it's to provide enough oxygen. I'm sure Jeremy can allude to this, that the supply through the hospital access lines that are inserted in each patient's critical patient's bedside. That's the oxygen that would probably last more than the little cylinders. But when you don't have enough, you have to supplement. Yeah.
Okay, so is it workable for us to restrict ourselves to one product, such as oxygen, or you want it to be general?
Multiple PPEs, oxygen, and some other consumables that are in short supply.
All right. One political question, Dr. Kajila. Is Global Alliance of Zambian Health Professionals in any way registered with IRS and CRA? You know where I'm driving to.
Yes. We are registered in the US as a 501c3 nonprofit. We registered in 2019.
You're able to give tax receipts?
Yes, we in fact, all donations are tax refundable for those countries that would recognize that.
Okay, and so Canada would get that.
Canada does recognize some American organizations that are nonprofit. I've done it before, and CRA accepts that. So that's the advantage of coming in as a nonprofit, that donations can be tax deductible, and that makes people comfortable. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So for those that are listening to us from Canada and the USA, any donation you would make potentially to the Global Alliance of Zambian Healthcare Professionals, Dr. Kajila has informed us that you can actually get a tax refundable receipt for it, and that's quite big for many of us here, including Canada. So Canada and the US, I think that's quite significant. How quickly, Dr. Kajila, can a link be provided so that we can direct some traffic there?
Yes, I can talk to Yareka Mwango and ask if she can provide you with a link so you can be showing it at every one of your talk shows, and that way, and maybe make a mention that donate to this, and then we'll make sure we account for every dollar. But there might be also other ways in which the task force may want to, so that people in the UK have a similar place to donate from, because sometimes the UK, I don't know if it recognizes American registered organization. If it does, then there would be no need to duplicate. But certainly that's that.
No, I don't think it doesn't, Doctor.
Well, it depends on how we are registered. The other option would be to ask the UK group to register. To register or give directly to America.
Yes, I'm sure that can be done. We can even do it through collaboration with another diaspora organization in the UK. That can be done. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
How soon can we do that?
Pretty soon. In fact, after this, I can link, maybe after the meeting when we go in the background, we can share some numbers so we can quickly link up and get things going.
All right. So we want to identify other media platforms as well. You mentioned of a media platform in Seattle. I've heard of it. I'm not in touch with them yet. Could you kindly take the word so that we can collaborate and launch this? Sure.
Davis Chilwa will be more than glad to be of assistance. He's always been there for all this. In fact, I think he's running a show on Wednesday commemorating the President Kaunda's death. They've got a program going, but I think it's a matter of you guys linking up and deciding how best to go about this.
Okay, I'm going to run through some comments and then I'll give you a few moments to react to them, and then we're going to close and come back. But I think we are leaning towards your organization, Dr. Kajila. It's already done this. It's on the ground as well. And so if we have to channel any traffic, we'd rather channel it that way. General, do you have any objection with that?
No,
I know you are on the spot. You can't say no, right? You are live on TV.
I have no objection. I have no objection to that. That's why I wanted to quickly bring in Dr. Kajila, because I'm aware of what Dr. Kajila's group has been doing. What I just wanted to just remind our viewers is that the majority of the diaspora people are medical. They're nurses and doctors.
Oh, right.
So they are spread all over the world. And if we can coordinate all these numbers, each one giving in some money, we could do something good for our country. That's why I wanted Dr. Kajila on. I wanted Dr. Mangwende on, because they're on the ground. I wanted Jeremy on. We were supposed to get Brian, Dr. Sampa this evening. I don't know what has happened. You know, remember they have a funeral of some doctors who have died. So really what is required now is that if we all agree to say we quickly start doing these things, we can trigger South African diaspora, we can trigger Australia, the UK is already on board, Germany is already on board. Let's do something to save the lives of our people. That's what I can say.
Right.
And
okay, thank you.
We've got a hospital administrator here, Frank. What can you do to try and encourage some of the hospitals to help? UK hospitals to help.
So for me, I've been greatly involved. I've been greatly involved with the PPE side of work during the pandemic. So I can make a few phone calls and find out if there any equipment that can be spared and that could be sent to Zambia. And also I can speak to other people, because I'm also involved in a lot of charitable organizations when it comes to the hospitals, to see how much they can fundraise towards that. And what is important for our people is in anything that you can give, it's very important. Like I said, I worked in the hospital. I watched people die. I watched people lose their families. I watched people lose their parents, lose their children. So in everything that you can give our people, in whatever little you can contribute, please spare a thought. Spare a thought for the people who have not got the same amount of equipment or healthcare that has been afforded to us.
All right. Now, if you notice in some of our broadcasts, and even when we are trying to advertise, saying the word COVID slows down its progression as a program, because social media companies are trying to clamp down. So they're slowing it down a lot. That's why today we did not mention COVID in the heading. We just said, how can we help? So I just want you to be aware that that's the kind of challenge we are facing. One video already has been taken down by YouTube because we just said things about hydroxy. Dr. Magwende, Nalava, hydroxychloroquine. So they took down the video. I tried to object. I told them, I appealed. I know if I sued them, I would win. But I told them, look, I was trying to encourage our people to stay away from all these conspiracies about hydroxychloroquine. And they said, no, we still have to pull it down. So I think we are going to be smart because we are human and we are smarter than computers.
They're
so
listening,
we'll get
mind you. They're listening.
So what we'll do is we'll try and not mention COVID in the heading, but all of you know that that's where we are directing these efforts. Now, last month, through the stars that Vakwetu TV receives. Now, each time we are talking about stars. Now, we are going to pledge, me and General are going to pledge 100% of last month's stars to this initiative. And so believe me, Facebook gives the impression that it's a lot of cash. It's not a lot of cash, but whatever it is, we are going to donate it to this initiative. So that's the first seed money that we have, Dr. Kajila. It's over $200 US.
And I'm going to match your pledge.
All right, thank you, Frank. So Frank is going to match that pledge. Now, it's not a pledge because the money is there already.
It's going straight. It's going straight.
So it's come.
Munsha, our pledge as TV Vakwetu is $200. Frank is going to provide another $200. I want to have our viewers now, those who can pledge any amount, minimum $10. Tell us now. We want this money to go. Minimum $10.
Yeah.
Because we want to save our people.
We will communicate once the Gaza. Did you say Gaza?
Gaza.
Gaza.
HP.
Gaza.
HP.
Gaza. Yep. But please, you commit something. If you can commit something, we will direct you to the coordinating the task force.
Right.
Whether you're in the UK, whether you are in Canada, even in Zambia, 10 kwacha is enough. We want that money to help our people.
Right.
If you can spare 10 kwacha, we're happy with that.
Yeah, so by this is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. By can we get a link done by Tuesday, Dr. Kajila?
For sure. I'll talk to our accountant to make sure that link is set up.
Right
after this, yeah.
Right.
And,
now, of course.
And we also fundraising as Gaza.
Yeah.
We hope to fundraise quite a bit from our own group. But if we can have more people, it will even be better. And then we can assure you that we are healthcare people, so we know where the needs are. We're doing our research. Task force has access to information that will help us buy the right equipment and for the right people. Thank you.
All right. So Rose Limbrick.
Mkwai.
Not sure.
I know. I know.
So if you're not yet a member of the organization Yaba that Dr. Kajila is involved in, please do. That is the organization, because this today was brainstorming, but I think we have a better idea of how we can get involved. So the organization is already there. It's already got what is known as legitimacy. And so that is the organization we want to channel resources towards TV Vakwetu. We are not going to handle it. It's not about us. It's about this organization we believe is equipped to handle this. Mlet Poshan.
That sounds a good idea, because the way people are dying in Zambia is just unbelievable. And I was like the way they are talking about the oxygen and everything. I have my niece. I couldn't work properly last night because he had COVID. He worked at Mansa General Hospital. He had COVID and no equipment, no nothing. Is the person who handle giving the oxygen. He is very sick. I have to stay on the doctor, talk to this person. So tomorrow they are gonna send the prescription from Osaka to Mansa. How can people live really for God's sake?
Right. Okay.
So that is a good idea. We can just do whatever we can. We can contribute, like the way they say, $5, $2, $3, $100, just like that.
And by the way, Rose, you're a healthcare worker. By the
Yes.
way, their website is actually already set up. We have a
Okay.
letter from the interim president
Okay.
describing what we're doing, and there's a donate button, so you can go. So you can actually go to the website. You can pay through PayPal or credit card. It will accept because we've
Okay.
already set it up. So you
Okay,
don't
what is the name of the
need to be a
website, Dr.
member
Kajira?
to do that. Pardon?
The website,
Sorry?
Dr. Kajira, what's the website?
Yeah, www.gazhp.org. O-R-G.
Okay.
GA, can you type it on the chat, Dr. Kajira?
Okay, yeah, let me do that.
Okay. And before we move to Wiseman, Munsha, you said
Yes,
we had some comments. Can we react to one or two of the comments, please?
Some of it, General, is political because everybody thinks that we are too political. So someone is asking me to comment on Kings. I don't know who Kings is. I've danced to some of his music, but I'm not going to comment on that gentleman. I think he's a very nice gentleman. He's good. He's done very good music that we have danced to this program.
Is it Kings? Is it Kings, the Kings, the individual, or trade Kings? I'm not sure what the question is.
No, Kings Malembe. He's been saying a few things about our broadcast.
Well, you can. For me, I just go and tell him to say he wants us to be political. I'll be political. Let him go and dance for the great leader. We are not interested in that tonight.
General,
so we want.
His intelligence, Vamisha, cannot match with our intelligence. So leave him in that level. He's too low for us.
Yeah,
so
tonight.
Baretu bepesha twalipontera bagateeka balembe shafye inefyo nalandire fefya kwebati bashika dongo tabaleteeka bwino nshabatukire iyo nalandire ati balungu tabaleteeka bwino ekyalo ifiteeka balungu fyama dongo efyo nalandire ne so musheninsere.
No, if that is too bad, I'll tell him to say the commander-in-chief failed, the monarch-in-chief failed, and he's a fainting commander-in-chief. Kings Malembe, if you are listening, the commander-in-chief is a fainter. So we are not interested in that. We want to save our people. We're not interested in
See what you've started now.
So please, you should not provoke us. We want to save our people. That's why we're on tonight. So Malembe, I am very, very. Tonight I wanted to spare myself. It's the lives of our people. We're not interested in your fainting commander-in-chief. So if you want that discussion, come back next week when we have this week when we have another show. We'll handle you, Kings Malembe. Next comment, Munsha.
Catalina Mwanza says this is so good. She's yes.
Before Kings comes, you involved with him. Let him go back and repeat his GCE. Then you can engage him. As for now, no, General, please. No, spare him.
Thank you so much. Kings Malembe, go and do your night school first, and then we can discuss afterwards. So thank you so much, General.
Yes, General. You just can't invite anyone to come on TV Vakwete. You have to have a little bit of sense to come on TV Vakwete. So easy now.
Thank you, Salik. Thank you, Frank. Thank you. We've got Musa here. They say there's a video trending of Kabwe municipality workers being stoned by cadres for staging a protest for non-payment. No, I think we're not commenting about that tonight.
Yeah. General, I propose we start donating some money so that we can buy some oxygen. That's from Mumba. Yeah, that has been taken into consideration already. Brian Mwene says, count me as a volunteer. So we already have a volunteer from Brian Mwene in North London. General, you can follow up that.
Brian Mwene, can you inbox me on my Facebook page? Let's talk. We need you. We need London because most of our Zambians are in London, so we need you on, Brian. Inbox me, and we can get to organize ourselves. And anybody who's watching from Scotland, let's move. Anybody from the UK, let's move. Next comment.
All right. So General, I'm already on the website of Gazep.
Yes.
And this is the website. It says join our network, about us. There is also a button here that says donate. I'm going to try and do that. So we have the president there. Obviously, it was before he was. Are you Dr. Kashila?
No.
How come you are not in power, but you are still in power?
I gave my brother, Dr. Ikona, to take over. I'm doing other things as well. So we're a team. Right. We created it so that it can have longevity. So it's not about
Dr. Rajila, you're my cousin. You can be president for life. That's fine. It's allowed.
Okay, so there is the donate button. There is the donate button, and there is the amount here. So let me see whether we can put.
Can we put the $200 right away, Musha?
Elias,
yes.
Elias, does it have a letter attached by our interim president? That's the one, because there's one for me. Yeah, that's the one where it says Republic of Zambia COVID. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah,
fantastic. Yeah. So
okay, so
we are going to donate $200 right away from TV Bakwetu live.
Thank you, guys. God bless you.
And anybody else wants to donate live? Frank, are you able to do that?
I'm just doing that now.
Anybody from Zambia? Anybody, Brian? Can you put in something right away, please, so that we show seriousness? Thank you. So it's over to you, Munsha, to wind up this discussion, because I don't think I was going to sleep from that challenge I got from Gloria Zimba. I was not going to sleep without taking action. And I just wanted to say thank you so much for actually taking up the challenge, Dr. Kazia. I took you by surprise, I know, but that's how I work. You know that. So over to you, Munsha. Let's do something to save our people.
So this has been done here. Thanks for donating. And donation confirmed. And so that was through PayPal.
Oh,
wonderful.
PayPal. Wonderful. Thank you, gentlemen.
All right. So here it
ladies.
is.
If there are any ladies.
Can you post that on your Munsha TV to say we've donated $200 right away to try and save lives?
That's good.
Yes, I'll do that.
Thank you so much.
I'll do that. And so thank you for those that sent stars. So the reason why we did this, we didn't know. Here we are. So the stars are actually saving lives. So
yeah,
send some stars to TV Bakwetu. Thank you.
Elias, a quick question. Is this on YouTube so we can let Gaza people have a chance to watch? And
yes, this is on YouTube. Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Good.
So we are on YouTube as well.
Yeah. Wonderful.
Yeah. So of course, when it is on YouTube, we are not going to say anything COVID related because we don't want YouTube to slow it down or anything like that.
Right.
Okay. Thank you. I think we've got to go now. We'll be back on Tuesday. In fact, it's already there. So the donate button is there. There is no need for us to confirm anything.
Yeah. No,
Musha, before
you've done your job.
You can donate everywhere, because I've just done it. I've just donated from the UK onto that website, so you can donate from everywhere if you just press on the button.
All right, thank you. All right, thank you.
Before we go, we have got our friend here. We didn't give him the chance to say something. What's his name again?
Wiseman?
Wiseman, yes, please. Wiseman, 30 seconds. What's your comment today, sir?
Thank you very much. First of all, I'm very happy to see my comrade, Dr. Georgia Magwende, on a TV Bakwetu. I'm very happy. Comrade Munsha, I think even me, I'll try my best to do something tomorrow to donate. And thank you very much for those people who have come up with that initiative. That's the way to go. I think we need to save lives. Otherwise, here in Zambia, things are bad, and we don't have a parent for that parent to take care of us. So I think when your parent is absent, your parent can't take care of you. It is your children to take care of your young ones. So I'm sure this initiative is very important, and it's very important that we are now coming together. Forget about our parent. He has gone just like that. He's a missed parent. Let's unite and.
Very dizzy.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Exactly.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I think let's give credit to Gloria Zimba. She's not watching tonight. She's at work. To say to Gloria, thank you so much for the call you made this morning. Thank you so much for your video. Look at what your video and your call has done. She went back to a verse in the Bible to say, if you are a Christian and you are a Christian, you can't act. Faith without action is nothing. That's what she said.
Right.
I think.
Can I just say one thing? Can I just say one thing? And I would like to just say this on behalf of everyone, in behalf of the Zambians, for the time that you take, Mr. Muncha General, to inform the Zambian people. I know this takes a lot of time, but it also shows the passion and the patriotism that you have for the country, to be able to turn up as often as you show up to inform, debate, so that the country is informed. So I'd like to thank you both for that as well.
Thank you.
I think Zambians are worth our time. I think Zambians are worth our time. Honestly, that's what it is. That's what this is all about. I know that we get accused of being political, but so what? But Zambians are worth our time. How can we not be political when abantu instead of take a wino, but they take a via madongo dongo? We can't. Anyway, today is the day for donations. So the website is I've posted the website in the comments section. So please go to the comment section, find the website, and there is a donate button. You Canadians, Canadians, Americans, mutulangebu American wenu, not yonse mleshowe filungu. No. Tulefo mumushowe through donations there. We not if you show. We want to see if you show through donations. The website is there. It's a legitimate website. We've donated today. Apapene, as we were going on, we directed all the funds from the stars, all the funds from last month. It's all gone to this initiative that is being spearheaded by the Global Alliance of Zambian Healthcare Professionals.
Yeah.
We thank you for this organization.
For me, as soon as I reach home, because I'm just coming from church, I'm going to do something, and then I'm going to share with other friends and my co-workers.
Right.
They are very good people. They will definitely help.
And tell them that it's a registered organization with IRS.
Yes. And even the Zambia.
Now, as a lawyer, I need to be careful when I'm making a representation. So, if in Dr. Kajila, so that you won't come after me at Munshewa Twebere. No.
No, trust me. I just wanted to
say.
Yes.
What Munsha and our viewers, whatever Dr. Kajila says is correct. Because I trust that man. And whatever he says to me, I will take it. Even if he tells me to drink medicine without looking at it, I'll drink it. That's how I trust that man. So please, to young Frank, I can only tell you one thing. Some of us are proud of Zambia. Yeah. I know I'm very, very political, but I love my country. And you know, this has hit me so much. I will reveal it now. My niece is right away infected. My own niece.
Right.
So lucky enough, we can pay for our treatment. We can do anything. A lot of Zambians can't do that. So to me, this is personal.
Right.
I love the passion, and I think that's how we should be with our country. That's our country. That is our home, and that's what we should be. We make it the way that it's supposed to be, instead of just talking about it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Frank.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, Wiseman.
A quick one.
Can I have a moment?
Yeah.
Oh, Dr. Kajila, yes? Okay, Wiseman, let's wait for...
It might be worthwhile during the course of next week or two to get the lead of the task force, Dr. Ali Kinkoma, to come and give updates on what's going on. That way people will know there's things going on, and that way it will keep the momentum going. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Nusha, can we get him? Can we get him on a slot? Probably Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yes, Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is not possible. Once we update the way Facebook works, we can be coming a little bit more, and with General Chipakupaku, so that we see how that works.
Yeah.
He can sign in and host. So we'll do that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
We'll check around and see if General can do it tomorrow. Then we can have something tomorrow without me. Yeah. Dr. Magwende. Oh, Wiseman, it's you.
Okay, thank you. Me, I only have a caution for General and you, Mr. Let's avoid making people like they are non-figures. People can't even feature on a dead ZNBC like the one you were talking about. TV Bakwetu is being followed by a lot of prominent people. So as much as we are mentioning their names in TV Bakwetu, people will be searching for them. Who is this person being mentioned here? And when it comes to YouTube, it is going to have a lot of followers and make money on our behalf. So for me, I think such kind of people, let us try by all means to avoid them. Thank you.
You are wise. Wise man, your name is Wise Man, and you are wise. Okay, I am not going to mention their names starting from today. Even those who dress terribly going for a funeral, I will not mention their names as well, because we're just promoting them. So you are right.
General, Kaunda was president for all, so please, I'm going to defend them.
I thought you stopped. I thought you stopped of that discussion last night. I thought we had that discussion was last night. It's finished now.
No. And I saw one of the pictures. It looked very nice. It's a tribute. If you muntwale losha nangwe kufuala if yale fuala Kaunda. No, nishalufia nyejan. General. Nami kanina. Dr. Magwede.
Thank you so much. I kept holding my laughter, actually. No, thank you so much, Mr. Munsha, General Norman, for allowing me to appear on your TV. I think whenever I have time, I do listen to the discourse, much of it which is political. Dr. Kajila, your organization is quite inspiring, and we thank you for that. And I think whatever we are able to do on the ground here, I think we will do for our people, for our country. Yes, there are difficulties, there are challenges, but I think together we can. Frank and I can't see the other. Jerome, is it Jerome? I think yeah, your aspirations, your efforts are quite encouraging to those of us that are down here. I think there is more hope. There is more hope. Yes, of course, there will be interferences. There will be people that will call us names. But like the Bembas say, "Uenda mumishitu, don't and thank you so much.
Right. Now, I need to tell our viewers here that Dr. George Magwende, I met you physically in Mansa.
Yeah. When we went running for that marathon, I did my 21 kilometers. I don't know what Mr. Munsha did.
Guess what?
10.
No. I did 21.
Oh, of course.
and President Lungu did his 10 as well, which is pretty remarkable. But we did not physically meet. So, some people were telling me, were you running with President Lungu? Of course I can run with him. Why can I not run with him? But we did not meet at all. But it was one of the most.
I think it was too slow for you, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was quite a good run, and I hope to be back again and run. Hopefully we can run. It's good for the heart, isn't it, Dr. Kajila?
Wow. I mean, you guys, I can't compete with Munsha. 20Ks, I just do 5K. I'm too old. But yes, it's definitely good for the heart. we need to encourage everybody to do some form of exercise, whichever works for you. And running is a really good one because you're working your whole body, your heart, everything is, your lungs, everything is working. So it's a good.
Dr. Kajila, I think we are going to have you one of these days on health, because I noticed a huge difference after I started running. Dr. Kajila, I was getting stressed here.
Yes.
You know how it goes. I was getting stressed, and I kept wondering what was the issue. And then I just suddenly dawned on me when I went to see my doctor that I wasn't active. I started getting active, and it has made a huge difference. Nomutima general, nomutima doctor, ulatunta fewino, you know, very, very peaceful. In those days, it would be like, whoa, boom, boom, boom. I'm like, what's going on? I'm okay, I'm seated, but.
I think, Mr. Musha, it will be very, very important actually to host that program. I would be very, very willing as well to be part and parcel of that, because sports is my passion. Exercise is very, very important, especially nowadays that we are seeing more and more non-communicable diseases in our environment. That is very, very important to promote.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Absolutely agree. Because I go running every morning.
All right. Thank you.
Excellent.
We have posted the website, and please, everybody donate something. This is a legitimate organization. We can vouch for it. We can vouch for it. Okay. All right. Dr. Kajila, I'm in. I can vouch for this organization. Please donate. Let us see how we can do in the next week or so. Thank you very much. Good night. Thank you for coming. We really, really appreciate. General, thank you for all the connections and for bringing our esteemed guests to appear on our show tonight.
Musha, that's why I'm called a general. I think I know which string to pull. I'm not a general for nothing, Musha, and our viewers. I know which strings to pull, and I'm blessed because I've got all these connections with friends like Dr. Mangwende, who's doing a good. We were just coming out from another meeting with Dr. Mangwende, just a few, just an hour difference from this broadcast. We're in another meeting. Right. And Dr. Kajila, you're wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much.
So are you, General, and so is Munsha. Munsha, we met in New York the other time. We sat on the same table. He looked very quiet, this guy, kind of removed. But I'm surprised how social he is on air. So anyway,
I'm actually an introvert, Dr. Kajila. I don't know. I'm actually an introvert. I'm actually introverted. I'm not an extrovert at all. I know that my performance on air deceives many people.
Yes.
Or my performance on Facebook. Yes. It deceives a lot of people. But I'm actually a very withdrawn introvert in person.
That's
true. But I know General is an extrovert. General is an extrovert.
Yeah.
No,
I know I am Munsha. I am the opposite of Munsha in every way. He is a lawyer. I am a military man and the marketing specialist. He is the quiet one. I am the noisy one. And
Dr.
I am
Kajila,
also the most political one.
Dr. Kajila, maybe Mr. Munsha is a conserved extrovert. We'll have to create that class.
Incidentally, a lot of these guys who are very good out there on stage are very introverted. A lot of comedians and so on, and talk show hosts. So it's a common feature. Yeah, but anyway, I just want to say before I go that our people back home, we love you and we are praying for you, and we're trying to do something to lighten that burden. We know we can't solve every problem. A lot of it has to depend on you and your behavior. This virus is very infectious. Please avoid crowds, avoid wear your masks, and do all the 5 golden rules, as they call them. So thank you very much for this opportunity, Munsha and General and the rest of the team. Thank you. I gotta go.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Good night and good afternoon to everybody.
Thank you so much.
All right. Okay,
good night from Scotland.
All right. God bless.